Okay, I want to make a little video on this Morozov issue after watching this arm wrestling news video. To me, this is like totally not smart at all. Like, if you have followed Morozov YouTube, Morozov is a goofball, you know? Morozov all the time makes jokes, you know? Like, he's always smiling a little bit and making this kind of like jokes, smile jokes, and goofing around. So, for him to be penalized for saying something like, well, I can try and at least I get paid, like that's 100% in the range of humor Morozov continuously uses. Like, what the fuck, you know? And it's not like it wouldn't be true. Like, of course, he's a professional arm wrestler, you know? He gets paid from arm wrestling. So whether he said it or not, it's still true that if he arm wrestles, he gets paid. For like, let's take an example from elsewhere. For example, Levan. When Levan broke his wrist, like, would Levan have been banned if the first match he accepted after the broken wrist, I think which was against Devon, if he would have said, like, if I lose, at least I get paid. Like, come on now. And then in this video, they were also commenting on the athletes who say that they don't train the arm from which they are pulling, that would be harmful somehow. But Devon is doing that all the time. He's all the time saying he doesn't train his left arm before a match with the left arm, you know? So, what? Like, isn't it like, it's just saying that if I beat you, like, you were totally weaker than me because I don't even train this arm and still I won, you know? Like, aren't we kind of entering here a realm of, like, tone policing and speed policing, you know? Like, now you have to, like, have some kind of script of what kind of taunting or what kind of jokes or what kind of language you can use. So we are going back into the the speaking language of Staple will sow, and nobody is saying anything. Like, this is totally ridiculous to me, you know? Like, who knows if he can accept the match and then, you know, gets better, you know? And then it is, like, a good match. Like, he said it, like, Morozov said it, and Morozov is a goofball who, like, has always this smile on his face when he makes statements, you know? You know, it fits perfectly to his humor. Not saying it wouldn't also be true, you know, but it's just, that's what he does. He kind of, in his channel, he all the time downplays himself, you know? That's his style of humor. Downplaying himself, you know? All right. So, like, many people do that. It's a form of humor to downplay yourself, especially when you are actually very good, you know? Because, okay, let me explain humor to you. Part of humor is that you break an illusion, all right? That's humorous. What is Morozov's image? He is a top 5 arm wrestler. That's his image. That's the baseline. So when he says something which breaks that image, it's humorous. All right? Because that's how humor works. All right? So if Morozov, his style of humor is then to break his image by saying something which downplays his image, which is then meaning he makes himself out to be weaker, clumsier, or somehow not the elite athlete, which is the image he has, that's humorous. Because that's how humor works, all right? So this is totally ridiculous, and the talk that he will be banned, never be allowed to pull again. Like, why is Morozov picked as the first person doing this? Like, people have been doing this, like, all the time. Devon has been doing it. Ryan Bowen has been doing it. Like, he himself even mentioned before that the falling forward. He accepts a match, and then knowing he kind of will lose, and even though he will lose, he will accept even higher ranked opponent, you know? Like, how is he not then banned? You know? Like, how is not all the arm wrestlers banned because they have at some point been saying something which might be look like it's downplaying their like excellence, you know? Like, this is totally ridiculous, you know? Like, to ban a top 5 like arm wrestler from your league because he uses the humor he always uses, and even at the statement he said is obviously still factually true, you know? Like, what? You ban him for that? Like, makes absolutely no sense. Like, if you want these athletes to not always say, table will show, then do not try to police language, you know? Like, shouldn't it be the athlete's own issue how he wants to be perceived, you know? If he wants to be perceived that I will come there, but I am, like, honest about my condition, then let him have that approach. Like, isn't that playing into building his character as a person he is? And also another thing, like it's pretty common in arm wrestling to arm wrestlers come up with excuses in case they lose, you know? Like, every arm wrestler will always have some kind form of that. Like, I have a little wrist injury, but yada yada yada. I have little of this, but yada yada yada. My this is not as strong, and yada yada yada. He is stronger than me in lifts, but yada yada yada. You know, they always kind of build some kind of excuse in case they lose. So is that now seen as them like downplaying the seriousness of the match? And now they are given some kind of warning, and if you get 3 warnings, you're banned. Like, what? Like, makes the entire situation makes no sense to me, and you know, that's my opinion. Like, let Morozov do his thing, and if Morozov pulls Devon Larratt, it's still interesting match, you know, because it's Morozov pulling Devon Larratt, you know. Every match Devon Larratt has with anybody, it gets a lot of views. So, and also with Morozov. And people want to see also at what is the Morozov level, you know? Even though he would be a little bit injured, not 100%, it would still be interesting to see at what level he is at, you know? Kind of like with Levan. People were kind of interested of how does Levan's wrist hold after the injury, you know? So it was also interesting to see the first match after the injury due to that reason. You know? So, a little bit, and not only a little bit, but very short-sighted, like, thing here going on. Like, some kind of classroom, like, logic. Boy at the back of the road speaks with the wrong tone, and now he is given some kind of penalty. Like, what? Like, isn't this supposed to be some kind of arm wrestling thing, you know? Totally funny, humorous. I don't understand what the fuck is going on. And, you know, like, just let him pull him and let Morozov be a goofball. All right? That's all. Bye.